Right, I just want to start off by apologising for how atrocious the title and thumbnail is for this video. Everybody's been going on about how they weren't in YouTube Rewind and all of that, and I just thought, why don't I jump on that bandwagon? So I'm sorry for how misleading it was. So in case you don't know what YouTube Rewind is, I'm sorry to tell you. Basically, it's a major thing that YouTube have been doing for quite a while. Around the end of a year, they would basically feature people who contribute to the year and how, you know, the really popular people of that year. Basically, it's kind of rewinding all what's happened and just featuring all, you know, the amazing content creators on YouTube and how they contributed to that year. It started off quite good, and admittedly, it does sound like quite a good idea. And I think 2014 was definitely the best because, you know, not only did PewDiePie jump through the roof of a building, I believe, it also featured loads of different individual content creators who I believe need recognition. But it's recently gone down, and it's not very good anymore. So this year, it's not exactly the best. I think the kind of system that they've got going now is you're either famous and you're in it, or if you're not famous, then you're not in it. I mean, I know that kind of makes sense, I guess, but I mean, there are people here who maybe aren't as famous as others, who aren't featured, but have contributed so much to the year that they need recognition. Like, this is just the way I see it, right? But I definitely think that there are more smaller YouTubers, right? Like, not people with, like, you know, the amount of subscribers as I have, you know, like 100 or something, but, you know, people with under 1 million subscribers, or just 1 million subscribers. That might sound like a lot, but, you know, compared to these days, it's not that much. But people, you know, with this amount of subscribers, they're not really getting recognised and they're not getting included, all because they're just not as popular as others. I still believe, I think YouTube Rewind this year was around 7 minutes, I believe. Definitely, if they can make it 7 minutes, then they can surely make it to 10 minutes, only a 3 minutes difference. So why can't they feature more people who maybe don't have as many subscribers as others, but have contributed just as much, if not even more? So this is a YouTuber called Emma Blackery, right? She basically made a half-an-hour long video about her experience with YouTube Rewind. I watched it all the way to the end as it genuinely intrigued me. Basically, she spoke about how, even though, yeah, she might not have as many subscribers as the people featured, she was still invited to be on it. And so basically, she was pretty excited, you know, she can get some recognition for being an individual content creator. And so this was her time to shine, you know, she can just... It's just something good, you know. Look at me. I'm in arguably one of the most popular things to ever come out of YouTube. It didn't really work out that way, did it? So the year 2016 for her wasn't the best, I'll admit, but definitely this year seems to be worse. So the whole idea was they invited her over, and because she had quite a bad experience last year with it, they'd written to YouTube after they invited her to not treat her in a way that makes her feel not included. And yeah, they wrote back and they agreed. They're like, yeah, fine, you know, we understand where you're coming from. We'll make the experience a little bit easier for you. And so yeah, she was like, fine, yeah, let's do it. And it didn't really turn out that way. It really didn't. So basically, the scene that she was in, I've said basically 1 billion times in this video. I'm sorry. If you want, comment like in the comments, like a basically count on how many times I've said it. But anyway, I'm going to continue. So the scene that she was in YouTube Rewind was she was in like a bunch of slime with those other YouTubers. They were throwing slime around. It looked quite fun, but in her video she describes the harshness of it. Right, the slime wasn't very good. It had dye in it, I believe, and so when she poured slime over her head, the dye got stuck in her hair for very long, apparently for about 2 or 3 weeks. And that might just sound like a little bit of a side effect or a downside, but that's not as bad, right? This is where it starts to hit home a bit. So obviously they'd invited her to YouTube Rewind, and so they should at least give her the decency to showcase her in it. If they're inviting her to be in it, then why can't they, you know, actually give her a decent amount of screen time? Because they didn't. She literally only had about a split second of screen time. In the video, she made a gag about, you know, how she was like, oh, did you miss me? You know, you just got to pause it right there. Oh, there I am. See me there? It was quite funny, I'll admit. But imagine how heartbreaking it would be. Literally, right, if you want to actually see where she is, you've got to get to a certain point in the video. It may even take you a few times to actually pause it to see whereabouts she is. And that's literally the amount of like screen time that she has in it. So if they've had the decency to invite her over, then they need to showcase her a little bit more. Like, come on. And you know, she obviously was really upset about it, and I don't blame her. If you're invited to arguably one of the most popular things that YouTube does, then you're going to want to get recognised for it. You're going to want to be up there. Like, it's not about how arrogant you sound, it's about showing off. If you're invited to show off, then you're going to want to show off. You could just as easily say to all of these people who have been, you know, showcasing it about 7 times, you can easily say to them, well, you know, they're getting showcased. Like, why can't I? Like, you know, if they deserve to get showcased just for being popular, then why shouldn't I get, you know, showcased just because I'm not that popular? I've contributed maybe even more than them this year, but just because they blew up more than me, they just happen to be featured in it more, like that. And I think the thing is, there are YouTubers out there now which just, I think they, you know, contribute to YouTube a little bit more than the really popular people these days. I'm not saying that popular people these days don't, or anything like that, but I'm just saying that a lot of the time the smaller channels do put quite a lot more effort into it than some of the other people do. Because if you're really popular, views kind of come easily to you. You don't really have to work as hard as others to try and get, you know, more popular, because you're already getting popular by the minute. People who this year have maybe gone from 50,000 subscribers to almost 1 million, and they're not getting showcased. That's a genuinely crazy amount of subscribers in just a year. Obviously people have probably done better, but that's because they've just probably done something that allowed them to blow up. These are the people, they've managed to do it from scratch. They've managed to create a YouTube channel and managed to get this popularity in just a short amount of time. Why aren't they getting showcased for what they've done? They might not be as popular as some people, but it's not all about popularity. It might seem like it, but when you're in YouTube Rewind, you've just got to showcase yourself, and it's kind of like a treat almost to be, look at me, this is what I did this year, and so this is my spot in YouTube Rewind guaranteed. That's the way I see it. And I definitely think that people like me who've got only like 100 subscribers, even if they did contribute quite a lot to this year, I probably shouldn't think that they would actually be in YouTube Rewind because they are that unpopular. But if people have managed to get maybe 500k or almost 1 million or around that kind of amount, they should definitely get showcased, because people might know who they are. And if they don't, then that's fine. If you feature them in the ending bit as well, like a channel link to their channel, then, you know, they'll blow up even more. I think YouTube Rewind now is to turn to, you know, look how popular these people are. You've seen them all before. We're going to get them all together and make a huge video about it. As cool as that sounds, they're only really getting the people who make the YouTube company money. You know, people these days are getting so many views that it's giving YouTube money. And so the people who maybe don't, they're not getting showcased as much. And it's quite heartbreaking to, you know, this is what YouTube's come to. Originally it started off, people could just make videos, do what they wanted online, and people would enjoy it, people would like it, people would share it, people would get popular, and they would earn money off of it. Now the majority of money is going to the YouTube site, and they're only really featuring the people who make them money. And the thing is, right, there's this new thing, it's like advertiser friendly stuff. If you haven't heard of this, it's basically where if your content's not considered advertiser friendly enough, then you won't get adverts put on your video, and so you won't make money off it. But there are these YouTube channels out there who maybe don't make family friendly content, but they're really popular. Those channels aren't getting banned because they make YouTube money. So how petty does that sound? How stupid does that sound? Not only are you not paying, you know, the really hard-working YouTubers some recognition by treating them to actually showing up in one of the most popular videos of the year, you're just, you know, gaining money from other people's poorness. I know that's going to sound stupid, but if people are, I know they're not actually going to be poor or anything, but I hope you get what I'm saying. If people are making videos and you're not paying them for that, but you're gaining money from their content and not giving them any of it, you know, how horrible does that sound? You wouldn't do that to a kid, you know, or like, you know, or like a male or a female, or, you know, a worker. You wouldn't do that to an adult. You wouldn't say, oh yeah, you know, you did some great work today. You're not going to get paid though. I'm going to give myself the money. That's just not going to happen. And if it does, then, you know, that's just not right. So how come it's right for YouTube to do this? YouTube, I think now, is just not becoming the fun site that it was. I know I started off talking about YouTube Rewind, now I'm just rambling on about nothing. That's just me, I waffle a lot. But I definitely think that YouTube is not really becoming what it was. It's not getting better, I think it's getting worse. These days people are constantly trying to stretch their videos to the 10-minute mark to get some advertising, like to get some, you know, monetary gain from it. Which basically, you know, if you get your video to 10 minutes and you actually get ads on your video, then you'll get a little bit, you know, you'll get more ads on it and you'll get more money from it. Which, fair enough, as long as you fill in that gap with content. iDub spoke about this, and by the way, he wasn't featured in YouTube Rewind because he's not considered family friendly enough. But he's not banned from YouTube or anything because he makes YouTube site money. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, iDub did make the point of that, you know, he has no problem with stretching your video out to the 10-minute mark, me neither, as long as you fill that space with content. If you make your video like 5 minutes and then stretch it out to the 10-minute mark, as long as you actually fill it in with content, then that's fine. If you just have a picture, or just a series of pictures with music over the top of it, that's not particularly content. You're just, gaining more money for a stupid reason. There are people out here who work really hard in every, day-to-day jobs. And so if you can just easily record yourself, being stupid and then filling in the gap of just nothing to get more money, yeah, it may seem easy, it just doesn't seem fair. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I know I did ramble a lot. I'm not the best at speaking, so I'm sorry for stuttering and not pronouncing words properly, and just being a terrible speaker. I'm sorry to, pardon me. I'm sorry to make such a kind of negative video this close to Christmas. I just felt like this needed to be said. So thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.